Good day and welcome to JJM Leadership Foundation podcast. We hope to empower you to your greatness. Meet our guest in the next podcast. See you on the other side.
JJM Leadership Foundation. JJM Leadership Foundation. JJM Leadership. JJM Leadership. JJM Leadership Foundation.
A warm welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time to join me and my host, Pastor Joseph Mudau of JJM Leadership Foundation. My name is Rudzani Raphulu, a purpose-driven child of God. I believe that we live in a world full of possibilities, but this world requires that we think big, we think differently, we see beyond our situations. It really matters what we think. It really matters what we see. It really matters how we respond to life. So I'm so happy and excited to be spending time with you this evening. I've prepared a message for you, and I believe that you are going to enjoy every moment of, this time that we're spending here together. Before I even go further into, the message that I've prepared for you today, I just want to ask you, to request you to please add your comments on the comment box. And what, we'll really appreciate to hear from you. Your feedback really matters. Your input really matters. And remember, at the same time, feel free to invite your friends, your loved ones, your family, tag them along, share the post, and what, God will bless you. I just want to go straight to the point because I'm so excited. I can't wait. This topic that I'm talking about today, I actually call it a one-size-fits-all kind of a topic, because I know that this one really cuts across, because I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in the lives of my loved ones, people that I relate to, from colleagues. I've realized that, somehow each one of us come across something that challenges us to get out of our comfort zone, to do things differently, to pursue, to push until we get out of that situation that we find ourselves in. So the topic that I want to share with you this evening is called Soar Beyond Your Situation. And the reason for this topic is that, even with myself, growing up as a young girl, I had a beautiful picture that I had painted about my life. It was one thing after another, everything just flowing smoothly, from varsity to work, to me having my family, to that big car, to that big house, to children playing around, making noise all around us. And yet, when I crossed each and every single stage, I actually realized that, life is not as we plan it. Life is not as we plan it. Our life gets interrupted every day, where sometimes that interruption comes unexpectedly. Your life takes a U-turn that you never expected. And your life takes that U-turn that you never saw coming. And such is life. It happens that you're heading towards Joburg, and suddenly on your way, you have to take an off-ramp without even going straight through the N1. Because maybe there's an accident along the way and you were not aware even when you left your home. Suddenly you have to go take an en route, take a different route, but still going to the same destination. And I'm saying that just to remind you that you might be sitting in a space where you're wondering, why is your life taking such a different turn? Where are you going now? And I want to encourage you this evening that you are not alone. We are also going through challenges, but in different areas. But what I've learned is that a detour doesn't change your destination. It might be longer, it might take more than you thought, but believe you me, you will make it. You will make it. Never doubt where God is taking you. So I just want to remind you today that, we all plan our lives. Again, as a young girl, I planned that, we'll get married. After getting married, we'll have children. After having children, our children will grow. But somehow on the beautiful picture that we paint for ourselves, we just cannot factor in the disappointments. We just cannot factor in the limitations, the challenges that we are faced with day by day. Our lives are always interrupted by something. Working, excelling in your career, suddenly they are retrenching. You have a home. You have a house that you have to pay. You have that car that you have to pay. Things are happening out of our control. I've learned that in life, there are things that will be in our control and there are things that will be out of our control. And until we acknowledge that in life we will not have control over everything, then we'll be able to overcome. We can only overcome if we acknowledge that life is as it is, and we must accept and acknowledge what it's presenting to us. But then we have power to control how we respond to what we are faced with. So as I said, there are things that happen that are in our control. There are things that happen that are out of our control. But you know what? We are able to manage all of it because we have the power within us to respond in a way that either takes us further beyond what we are going through, but sometimes we respond in such a way that we find ourselves stuck, even in situations where we could have passed, even in situations where we could have progressed. But it seems like as human beings, sometimes we take long to acknowledge that our situation is as is. And it requires us to adjust ourselves, to acknowledge that this is what is happening to me, and start making a way forward. Start rising up and taking a step out of where you are. So, as I said earlier on, you plan that this is how your life is going to unfold. Me again, never thought that I will be that woman today who has lost a child in their life. We never plan what's going to happen to us. But I realized that it is in accepting that the situation is as is, that we are able to make a way to heal, that we are able to allow ourselves to still continue to live because there's life in us. So I might be sharing this, this evening, and you are wondering, but my life is perfect. All good. Draw strength for times when things are not going your way. And I just want to say to you, challenges come to all of us. Your career can take a different turn altogether. But we need to stay hopeful as people. We need to see that, yes, things might not be going the way that I had planned for it to go. But I know that God will be able to take me out of the situation that I'm in. Such is life. So much is happening, but there's so much hope for all of us. I believe that there's no situation that you will not be able to overcome if your attitude towards life is right. I believe that there's no situation that you will not be able to go through or to pass or to go beyond if your thinking is solution driven. Because sometimes we get stuck because we are not thinking solutions. Sometimes we get stuck because we are blaming. Sometimes we get stuck because we are pointing fingers. Sometimes we get stuck because we are even blaming ourselves. How many of us tonight are stuck in our situations because of some of the mistakes that we made along the way? And I want to say to you, be patient with yourself, because there's no one who can say that I've never made a mistake. if you have seen someone who has never made a mistake, just know that this is somebody who's sitting in their comfort zone and who doesn't want to try anything different. Because in life, we take risks. Sometimes you'll just never know how things are going to turn out. But I want to encourage you today that if you were sitting in your corner, feeling stuck, feeling like this is the end, I'd like to encourage you that extend your vision beyond what you are experiencing. See that future that you've always hoped for. Know that your vision is still valid, even though things are not looking like they are going to the direction that you had planned. Stay hopeful and don't give up. Know that it takes you to see things differently, to remain hopeful in order to get out of the situation. Some of these things that we come across, they put you in a corner where some of us end up pitching a tent and you stay there. You stay there and even your mind is blocked to think beyond what you're faced with. Your mind cannot be blocked now because you still have a life to live. Your mind cannot stay in what happened to you. But you need to take a step beyond what happened to you, what you are experiencing, in order to move forward. Do you still believe that you can still achieve your dreams? Do you still believe that your vision is still valid? Because it is all in your hands. What do you see? Do you see failure? Do you see the end? What do you see? That cage that you have put yourself in. Today I want to encourage you to step out of it. Kick the door in that cage until it opens. Get out of there. You are not meant to stay there, eagle. You are meant to fly high, even in the midst of the storm. So you soar not only because things are going well, everything is agreeing with you. We soar on even through tough times. We soar on when we are faced with rejection. We soar on even when we are faced with shame. We soar on because we know that there's a future that we see. And sometimes we get stuck because we are surrounded by people who don't even know where we are going. Some people will not believe in your dream. But once it comes to pass, that's when they'll say, wow, you were right. So not everyone will agree with your dreams and your vision from a point of departure. Some people will wait until they see action in order to understand where you are going. So I want to ask you this evening, what is stopping you from stepping out of that place? You've been there for too long. You deserve better. Greatness is ahead, but you have stopped. You need to start moving. You need to start rising up. You need to start taking ownership of where you are in order for you to progress, in order for you to move forward. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You have cried, it's enough. But you need to rise up. You have complained, it's enough. You have said there, it's enough. And I believe that until you are fed up with the state that you are in, that's the only time that you'll be able to get out of your comfort zone and start moving forward. Aren't you tired of staying there? When life has a lot of opportunities and possibilities for you, what has filled your mind today? Is it criticism? That you keep criticizing yourself day in and day out? What is it that has stopped you? Is it self-sabotage? You keep talking to yourself, but the language and the words that you say to yourself are only to destroy you. But I want to say to you this evening, start telling yourself positive things. Start telling yourself good things. Start telling yourself about a bright and a beautiful future that you're going to. It starts with you. Stop blaming people for how much they've hurt you. Yes, they've hurt you. All you need to do is to take full responsibility and heal you. People may not come and apologize for what they've done to you, but you can heal. You can forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made. You can forgive people around you. You can acknowledge that this is where I am, but this is not the end. What do you see this evening? Are you going to give up on your dream? Are you going to give up on your vision? Are you going to give up because of divorce? Are you going to give up because of loss? Are you going to give up because of shame, because of what happened to you? Remember, what happened to you doesn't define who you are. Only God can define you. You are not your past. You are not what happened to you. You need to take full ownership of your life in order to soar beyond your situation. It takes you, you have all the power even tonight to rise up and stand and say, nothing shall stop me anymore. So I just want to encourage you today that you sitting there, you can overcome. You are more victorious and powerful than you think. But it starts here. What do you tell yourself when you are sitting? Do you take what people are saying about you and run with it? But you need to start having quality conversations with yourself. You need to start believing in yourself more than before. You know what you're capable of. And I believe that you can do it. I believe that you were not meant to stay there and feel stuck. No limitation should be able to stop you. You can remove certain boundaries. You can remove the limits around you. You can silence the voices that have always spoken negative words towards you and prove that you are not who they thought you were. You are successful. You are great. You can succeed, but it starts with you. We need to learn day by day, to encourage ourselves. We need to learn day by day to show up in our lives and make those necessary changes. We need to show up and start believing in ourselves more than how other people are believing in us. Because sometimes it is like we even, hand over responsibilities that are ours. We need to start standing up for ourselves. We need to start being hopeful. When other people are failing in other areas, it doesn't automatically mean that you will also fail. Continue to rebuild yourself. Continue to revive that energy, that strength. Don't give up. You see, if you are sitting there this evening and you have given up on something, know that it is no one but yourself. Because it takes us to believe in ourselves even beyond what other people say. Believe in yourself so much that even when other people come, they are just adding to what you already have. They are telling you what you already know about yourself. But be encouraged today that not even rejection should stop you. Not even disappointments should stop you. Not even shame should stop you. One thing that I've learned, that people stop also because of people's opinions. People talk, people say whatever they want to say, but don't stop because of what they are saying. You have a life to live. You have a beautiful life to live, and you need to take control of your life. It is like today you can stand up from where you are sitting and start taking charge of your life. Start taking possession of your life. Start chasing everything that you've ever wanted to achieve. Start rising up. You know, when you are running, when you are standing, it even makes it easy for other people around you to assist you. Is it your career? Yes, you might have lost that job, but you can still find another one, seek another one. You can start something, that will make you realize that you never even needed the job that you've been crying for so many years. Things happen. You might be divorced this evening, but that is not the end of you. You still have your life to the fullest. You can live your life successfully, even when certain chapters of your life didn't go according to your plan. Even if they didn't go as you wanted them to. Like I said when I started, we are not in control of everything. But where we are not in control, we know there's a God who is on our side, who is in control. I want to share with you, some of the important qualities of a winner. A winner is that eagle that can rise up and soar. These kind of people who will be able to soar are people who are not stuck. They are in motion. They don't allow themselves to be stagnant. They move boundaries, they move limits. So I just want to say to you, the kind of person that I'm talking about is the person who always finds a way to move forward. They don't wait for people to come and babysit them, but they find a way to rise beyond their disappointments. They rise beyond their challenges. This kind of people are people who have a solution-driven mentality. They don't only pose excuses and problems and complain, but they are solution-driven. This kind of people are people who don't procrastinate. They act upon what they want to achieve, they want to see. These people see possibilities. These people don't stop. These people don't give up. These people are people who keep dreaming. These people are people who continue to see the vision, even when everything around them is saying something different. These are the kind of people who will never sit down because they were disappointed. These are the kind of people who take full responsibility of their healing process. So I want to encourage you this evening and say, it really matters what you think. It really matters what you see. It really matters how you respond to life. You too can soar beyond what you are going through. Don't allow yourself to stay there longer than you're supposed to. Rise up and soar beyond that situation. You are capable of overcoming anything that you come across. That situation is not there to kill you. That situation is not there to stop you. But it could be that you made a decision to stop. Take full responsibility today and arise. I believe that you are still putting in your comments. And I also believe that you enjoyed this sharing and you are revived and you are empowered and you are going to chase after your dream, no matter the detours of this life, no matter the limitations of this life, because they never stop coming. They come to all of us, but it's up to you. What do you see? Remain hopeful. Keep the faith. Rise up and stand. Take charge of your life. Take position. Rise up and soar beyond that situation. I'm sitting here. I've had so many situations as well that I couldn't even talk about, even as we are sharing tonight. But I'm here to say, soar beyond whatever that you might be going through. You are a winner and you are an eagle. You are capable of moving beyond where you are. Get out of that thing that you had put yourself in this evening and rise beyond it. Thank you once again to JJM Leadership Foundation, Pastor Joe. Thank you so much for this time. May God bless you exceedingly. Have a blessed evening. I believe that you are charged up, you are revived, and you are going to chase after that thing that you had given up on and you're going to heal. You're going to get out of that cage and get everything that you've always wanted to achieve. Thank you so much for joining us. Tune in for another session from another speaker next week, Wednesday, same time. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. Thank you.